Hey, good morning. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. All right, folks, last night I appeared on the Truckers Coaches Swift Lease Purchase Roundtable. Again, it's been kind of a weekly thing I've been doing. I believe this was the third episode I appeared on, and I was late. I was in a lot of bad weather last night, and so I had to find a place to park. I'm still sitting in a lot of snow right now, and I got to go make a delivery here in a little bit. But I wanted to share it with you, folks. It goes a little over an hour long, so I'm not expecting everybody to watch the entire thing. But what you can do, turn it on, throw the phone on the passenger seat beside you, and listen to it through your Bluetooth on your radio while you're going down the road. A lot of great questions was answered. A lot of good information was put out. And so I hope you guys will check it out if you hadn't already seen it. By the way, another thing you can do, even if you have seen it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and share this video on your social media platforms and subscribe to the channel. I'll also put in the description and in the comments some other ways you can help the channel, and I hope you'll consider doing those things. But without further ado, my truck just started. Without further ado, we'll jump right into today's video. Here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Truckers Coach TV. I'm your host, Jason Pote, and tonight is the Swift Transportation lease driver roundtable, because most of us guys and gals that may be on this show are lease drivers here at Swift. And I have to make a statement that I want to make is no one on the show represents Swift Transportation. Nobody here represents Swift Transportation. We are all just drivers, and sometimes we'll have office personnel on and things like that, but none of us represent Swift. This is just our opinions. This is just us talking. The company has not told us to say anything, and so I got that out of the way. But we're waiting for some of our guests, and I think some of our guests are going to be slow getting here tonight. So if you want to uh, put in the put your questions in the chat, if you have any questions about Swift, I'll be happy to answer them. I am still here in Phoenix. My truck just got put out of the shop probably uh, about 2 hours ago. And I'm putting it back in the shop tomorrow because I'm going to do something that some people probably think is crazy, but I'm going to be a proponent of having the camera in your truck here at Swift. And so what I'm doing is I'm having a driver facing camera, or not driver facing, I'm sorry, forward facing camera put in my truck. In the morning at about 8 o'clock, and then I will take dispatch after that. But I do have a meeting with some Swift personnel tomorrow at 9 a.m. and we will go from there. So I am going to be a proponent of the camera. We have a lot of people that are proponents of not having a camera and getting their own insurance and things like that. I'm going to be a proponent of having a camera. Tim has the camera. Lonnie has the camera. Tim does not, or Todd does not have the camera. And there's other people on other shows that do not have the camera, and they are showing you how to get your own insurance and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go that route. I am actually putting the camera in the truck tomorrow at my cost, and having the camera put in tomorrow. It'll take about 2 or 3 hours to do that, and then I'll be on the road. So let me pull this feed up here on my other phone so that I can moderate. Another thing about this feed is it is heavily moderated. Um, um, that it is absolutely heavily moderated. So I am um, we are definitely um, moderating. A lot of shows don't moderate. We do, and we are a larger channel, and we get some haters, and we're not gonna put up with it. So, all right. Bought me some Swift swag, or this side. Bought me some Swift swag. I bought about 3 polo shirts, 1 work shirt, and I may buy a T-shirt tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But I bought me some Swift swag. They sell these nice Callaway polos. I bought a blue one, a gray one, and a kind of like a navy, almost black one. And then I've got a blue work shirt that's kind of like my little mechanic shirts that I wear, and it's blue. And I bought that too. And then I bought a couple hats, which this one's still good. So when this one goes bad, I'll wear the other hats. So that's what I bought those for. I bought 2 other hats, and one's blue and another one's just like this. And you know, so um, so anyway, we got 106 in here. I did have a guest, but my guest went away, so I don't know what happened to my guest. So guest, if you come back, I will put you on. So wait, we have our guest back. All right, Mr. Cooper, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you
All
doing
right.
tonight, fella?
Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Where are you at tonight?
I am in Oseo, Wisconsin,
Hmm.
just south of St. Paul.
Yeah,
Just
expecting some.
south of St. Paul.
Uh, I don't know, man. You
Yeah,
you're expecting some
expecting
weather.
yeah, got a winter storm coming in. Probably gonna be here in a few hours. They're calling for it to be up to about 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you may be stuck in the mud tomorrow.
I very well may be stuck in the snow. I don't know
Yep.
about the
Yep.
mud, but the snow. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at Kobe out of the mud. Said I need a Swift shirt, Coach. Well, you'll have to buy one, just like I did. So they ain't handing out these Callaway shirts, I'm sure. So you
Well,
will.
you don't want to buy a Swiss shirt for your fans?
No, no,
Huh?
no, 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 no. Todd already answered my question, but I'd like a second opinion. Do you think I should come over to Swift from Estes? I'm making $2,000 to $2,500 gross a week as a company driver. I'm just going to tell you the truth. All right. I'm going to be blunt honest with you. Love to have your referral. Would love to have your referral. But if you're making $2,400, $2,000 to $2,400 gross with benefits, with vacation, with 401k, all that stuff, I mean,
Stay where
no.
you're at.
I mean, stay where you're at. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. Love to have you, love to have your referral, but you're making that kind of money. No, no, because you're going to come here and you're going to make anywhere from 2,000 to 2,800, 2,900 on a great week, maybe 3,000, and then you're going to have to pay taxes on that, and you're going to have to buy your own health care, and you're going to have to do your own retirement, which is I do through Roth IRAs and things like that. If you're making $2,450 a week gross at Estes, I would stay where I'm at, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Doesn't sound broken to me. If it's
Nah,
not broke, don't try to
nah,
fix it.
nah.
you know.
I
So,
like I said, I'd love to. Um, I would love to have your referral. I would love to have you, put me down or whoever down or whatever. But no. I mean, you come out here and you take a lot of risk owning a truck to make virtually the same money without benefits.
yeah.
So, no. I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. Stay where you are.
hmm Had a little issue with my daggone trailer lights coming up here though.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I look back there 1 minute, everything's fine. Look back there next minute, blackout, just nothing. I was like, well, okay.
We got another guest here. Let's see who we got. Oh, we got Todd. All right. Todd's here. All right. How are
Hello,
you, sir?
everybody. Pretty good. Can y'all hear me?
Nope,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
can't hear you at all. How you doing, fella?
doing good. How are you, man?
Oh, just peachy, peachy.
We're waiting for old Lonnie now, and we'll have everybody. I sent it out to Lonnie, Dave, Todd, and Tim tonight, and we will be having some special guests. I found out we will be having some special guests here before too long. We have to iron out some dates and some times, and we may be having to change the time of the show. We may have to go at 5 on Wednesdays. We and that may be starting next week. We may have to start coming on at
Hey, Chili Dog.
5 Central. So we may be changing the time of the show from 7 to 5. But I mean, it just depends. But if I'm wanting to have people on from Phoenix, we have to do it on Phoenix time. So, um, so we're going to, you know, possibly adjust the time. I'll know more tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow if we need to adjust the time or not. But I don't expect anybody from Phoenix to get on here at their house. So we will have to do that. If we will definitely have to adjust it on times we have people from Phoenix on.
Yeah.
So so we may just change it all together and do it at 5. But can Todd explain what over mileage is? Todd, you talk about over mileage. That's on your lease. That's not on ours. So MRP does not have over mileage. So Todd, can you talk about the straight mileage over mileage?
Yeah, I want to cover that. And also, I was listening earlier and they were talking about cameras. I want to give my 2 cents on that too. But
Yeah.
on the over mileage, it's similar to if you lease a car. Basically, it's for the depreciation of what the vehicle would incur if if you traded it in at the end of your lease. So um, I heard somebody say last night it was at 11,000 miles a month. After that, they started charging. I believe it's actually at about 2,500 a week, but I need to go back and double check in my contract. It's typically not a large sum of money. It is 9 cents a mile, 9 cents a mile for over mileage, but it is applied to your balloon payment at the end. So if you're a guy that is going to pay the truck off at the end, it's not a big deal. But if you're the kind of guy that wants to upgrade every 2 or 3 years, then be a great way to go. You might be better, maybe even doing the MRP in that case. Um, for me, I'm okay with it because my balloon payment, I'll just be honest with you guys, it's ridiculously high. And so anything I can do to shorten that, I'm okay with. Now, as for the cameras, um, Jason is getting his installed tomorrow. I think Tim has the camera. Um, I actually have a camera. I have the Samsara, which is one of Swift's options. I just control the footage. Now, I'll be honest with you. The main reason I got it was to make YouTube videos about it. I've got my own insurance outside of Swift, so I'm not required to have the camera,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to get it for guys that are going to get a camera. And as recently as today, Swift and I were talking about the Samsara camera. They like some of the information I've put out about it. It's kind of gave them the ability to test drive it without
Mm-hmm.
actually having to get it. And we're trying to get me out to Phoenix at some point to where I can actually show them the back end side of it, how it works, what perimeters you can set, and things like that. But I want to be real clear. I think every single person should have a camera. It's just there's a little bit of debate about who should control that footage and
Yeah.
if it should be used for coaching and things like that.
Well, I'm going to go with Swift's camera, and I'm going to put the camera in the truck. I'm going to let them do that. I'm not going to opt to get my own insurance, and Tim's going to do the same thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And we are going to be um, giving you our viewpoint on if we are getting extended or amount a lot amounts of coaching over it or anything. Um, I just really feel that having the company have my footage, even though they will give me a copy of that footage. Um, it will help save money for the company if somebody was to cut me off or something like that. I think that the company should have their fair take in that having access to that footage in real time. That's just my opinion. I mean, I understand folks completely wanting to get their own insurance and get their own cameras, but I'm actually going to have my camera installed tomorrow. So I'm going to spend another day in Phoenix, and I have a meeting with some people in Phoenix at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And so while my camera is being installed, I'll be in meetings tomorrow, and then we will go from there. But Swift does know about this roundtable now. As of today, they know about the roundtable. They are great. They are okay with this roundtable, and they are okay with the guests that we have, and they're okay with us having um, debates as far as like maybe like the camera, like you feel one way, Todd, I feel the other, Tim
Right.
feels one way. They're okay with that as long as we keep it clean, as long as we keep it civil, and things like that. And we don't have to. The other thing about it is we don't have to always be pro Swift. We can tell the real stuff out here as long as we do that in a justifiable manner, and things like that. So we don't have we can tell the good and the bad, and things like that about coming to Swift. Just like I told that person, if they're making $2,450 as a company driver at Estes, by no means do they need to come here. You know,
That's what I
I mean,
told them too.
yeah, yeah,
We agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
There's no. I mean, much as I'd love to have you referral or whatnot, I'm not going to send you into having more risk and things like that when you're making $2,450 less taxes, and have no risk. There's no sense in putting you out here. So I stand behind that, and it's a good thing. I'm glad you told him the same thing, so that's good.
yeah,
So
and I think we're all going to benefit from this with Jason and Tim getting the camera and me going my way. We're going to get to see both sides of it,
mhm.
and everybody's going to be able to witness in real time which way is better. Absolutely, though, if I have an accident, I'll be turning the footage over if I believe it'll help Swift. And my insurance company actually cuts my deductible in half if I show them footage of an accident. So I can pull, I believe it's either 24 or 40 hours worth of back footage. So if somebody called in tonight and said they saw me do something dangerous, it takes me less than 2 minutes to go in there and pull a video and show it. But yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to watch, and I'll be excited to see what guests we have on here, and I've also got some coming on my live feed in the coming weeks as well.
Okay. The mayor, I modded you. Todd told me about you, so I modded you. Just try to keep it clean in here if you can. We would definitely appreciate that. And I seen SoCal in here tonight. He's not commenting, but I seen old SoCal in here, so we appreciate you being in here, SoCal, moderating. And I seen you took two people out, and that's great. So we definitely appreciate that. Now, our fuel surcharge fell this week. Went
Yes,
to
it did.
54.6 cents from 55 even, so it fell 4/10 of a cent this week. Um, and So we're at 54.6 this week on the national average of fuel. I don't know the national average. Todd, you may know off your head, but I don't know what the national average of fuel is. I just know what the fuel surcharge is.
I can pull it real quick.
Okay.
I didn't. I've been in bad weather all day, so I kind of dropped the ball today. But give me just a second, and I'll have that information.
Yeah, as far as my camera, I've had it in here since day one. I I don't pay no mind to it really.
Well, I'm going to be blunt honest. My truck had a camera in it, and I was on the well, I don't want to have a camera, so well, actually, it didn't work right. Actually, it wasn't working, but I just had it pulled out, and I'm going with the camera. So tomorrow morning at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I will be down at the body shop, because if I do it at this shop, it'll be 2 days before they can get to it. But at the body shop, they can get to it in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, so I'll be here one more day. Um, it's a great campus. I mean, it's awesome. They got the swag store. Like I said, I bought 4 shirts now. Um, I'm gonna possibly invest in a couple T-shirts. I wish they sold jackets or coats there because I would have definitely bought one.
So
But
last week, the fuel or the average fuel price was 454.9. This week it is 454.4. So that means it's dropped exactly 2.5 cents.
okay, yeah. It is a sliding scale, Frank. It is a sliding scale. Is how we get paid. We get paid on a sliding scale. Um, Tim is coming back OTR this week. By the end of this week, Tim will be back OTR, and I think Todd is OTR and I'm OTR. And in our, I will post on the community page. I will post the OTR rates um, beside the ERF rates. And the thing that I saw on ERF, I'm just going to be honest with you, it was just too much deadhead. So I don't mind to come out west out here. I don't. I was in Utah. I went to Colorado. I went from Colorado down here to Phoenix, and then I had my brake chambers blow. I have one that was profusely blowing and one that was sort of spewing. So we got all that fixed, and they could not mimic this bunk having problems with the heat and air. It's working like a brand new one now. I don't understand it. It won't not work.
Well,
I
I
mean
gave
it.
you my thoughts on it. I
Yeah.
think it was either something got either something jammed the blend door or the blend
Hmm.
door actuator was just kind of acting a fool. I mean, that's my thoughts of it anyway. That's kind
Yeah.
of what I think it was.
So yeah. I mean because they can't mimic it. I mean they absolutely can't mimic it. Whoever sending me messages in the chat on the phone, I cannot go look at it. So you're better off to text me. Um, Text me if you're messaging me in there because if I go look at that message, it takes me off the screen and I have to come all the way back in. So text it to me and it'll show up on this other phone. But if you got anything you need to tell me. Um, so what are the best pros and cons for leasing with Swift as opposed to financing yourself? Um, well, on the MRP, I can tell you one. They pay 80% of the maintenance on this truck. Um, And so, like, for instance, my 2 brake chambers with labor and everything, parts, labor, everything, was $742. Okay. Now, I'm only going to pay 20% of that. So let's do math on this. 742 times 0.20. I'm going to pay $148.40, give or take a dollar. Okay. Give or take a dollar. I'm going to pay $148 for 2 brake chambers, labor, everything included, and for them to look over this bunk. So there was time and labor in looking over the bunk, even though they couldn't duplicate the problem. There's still time involved in that. Um, Cheap insurance here, very cheap insurance here. And I will
No
tell you,
registration fees.
no red. I have no. We do not pay for the plate. We do not pay for a lot of things here that you have to pay for at other places. And what turned me on here is the MRP lease, which is the maintenance reserve plan, in that them paying 80% of this. And that to me, this is low cost of ownership in this 2018 truck, very low cost of ownership. And that's why I chose this. Now I'll let Todd tell you why he chose this, and I'll let Tim tell you why he chose this. But to me, it's low cost of ownership, and them paying 80% of the repairs. I'm no longer running around biting my teeth. If something major goes wrong, I know I'm only paying 20%. I love that. You know, uh, Todd, do you want to why you picked this?
Um, well, it's just I originally was going to do an MRP truck, and I had an opportunity to get this one, and it was at such low mileage when I got it that I'm going to be under factory warranty for the length of my lease. So there's still some things that, of course, won't be covered under warranty, but I do have the fact the end. As long as I've done all the maintenance that is required for this truck, I have the option to roll it into an MRP if I need more time. But because of my situation, I felt like that I would be able to pay it off in that time frame. It's really going to come down to what your long term goals are, which option is best for you. There's no right or wrong answers. It just depends on what everybody is looking to do.
Yeah. Tim, what do you think?
All right, so a couple reasons. One, just the fixed cost of the lease,
Oh, it's low.
or yeah, it's low. It's very, very reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And two, they give you two different options to choose from. It's either the straight lease or the MRP. And I liked the MRP just because of the 80/20. They cover 80% of breakdowns. Now, you know, not everything is covered under that 80/20. Now, there
Mm-hmm.
are some things like where I had the radiator blow on me, right? Now, radiator, the radiator and the labor for that was covered 80%, but I also had um, some weak batteries, so I had to have 4 new batteries put in. That wasn't covered under the MRP.
It's a wearable. Yeah.
It's a wearable, so there are some things that are not covered under that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning what is, what isn't, but that's still, even though I had to pay for the batteries, I was, you know, I only had to pay 20% of the whole radiator job. So that's still $1,544 that I didn't have to pay for. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's good. Um, to answer your question, who pays the diagnosis of the bunk heater? If they can't find something wrong, I pay 20% of the labor. Okay, so that labor is 20% to me. So that's how that works. GPO Farm says um, you should. You said you're paying 7 cents towards the 80% warranty, which is true. Are you keeping track to see if you're staying ahead? I know I'm ahead. There's no questions about it. Just that inverter that went in this truck was $3,500. Just the inverter was
Yeah,
$3,500. And then I've had two knock sensors at what, seven, eight, $900 a piece. I've had a wheel seal, uh, a drum, and a brake. I've had um, new batteries put in this truck at 100% paid because it was under the warranty. And then I've also just had brake chambers replaced. I'm way ahead. My
yeah,
seventh, I'm way ahead.
yeah. Me too. I mean, I've had to have the radiator. Let's see, the radiator, new batteries, uh, 2 new knock sensors. What else was there? Oh, transmission service that had to be done. I think that's it as far as mine goes. Well, that whole pigtail wiring harness took a dump on me this evening, but luckily I had spare one in the truck. I keep spare airlines and pigtails and stuff like that, but wasn't for that, I'd had to have a new pigtail put on there. But
Yeah, yeah. Um,
but like I
well,
said, I had that, so that was all good.
that's cool. Let's get into the load board minute, Todd. Let's talk about the load board.
Load board.
So today at about 9:30 this morning, they officially got my login stuff working. There's about 30 of us right now, and everybody else's password is different from mine. So everybody else's, it's a series of letters, the last four of your social, and then an punctuation mark at the end. And in my, or without a punctuation, mine has a punctuation mark on the end. They don't know why that is or why they had to do that, but they did say that it was very, very difficult for them to add people on that wasn't in the original load board. So they're trying to get that fixed because
Mhm.
they really, it's going smooth. I got on there and fiddled around today, and it's going really smooth. So they really want to start adding more people. People that want to get on it can contact their OOC, Rapid Response, one of the three planners, either Jerry, Coretta, or Omar, and get on the waiting list. And honestly, the waiting list will depend on how smoothly it runs. If it continues to run smoothly like this, you'll be on it a lot quicker than if we find bugs. But I'm real excited to try it out and share with you guys how it's going and things like that as we try it out over the next few weeks.
Any updates from the meetings or anything that you can report on?
That all of the information I'm sharing today came out of the meeting. Nobody was complaining of any really big things. They're trying to get the oh, they're trying to get the refresh rate down from 30 minutes,
Uh-oh.
and because that way the information's more up to date. They're also uh, there's a problem on there that if you have a multi-stop load, it doesn't show it right away, and they're trying to get that fixed. And they're also trying to add functionality to where it'll tell you if it's a live load or a drop and hook, things like that. But and some of the loads are still showing 0 miles. Not all the information's migrating over, but this is all normal stuff you'd expect on a beta testing. And I was real optimistic with what I saw today. I'd been seeing it, they would show me on a computer screen in these video conference calls, but today to actually have it on my phone, um, they've got it really simplistic. So for you guys that have never ran a load board, it's going to be easy for you to jump right in. But for me, having done it in the past, I thought, wow, this is really streamlined and really simplistic, and it's going to be easy to teach people how to use. So I'm really optimistic about what I'm hearing so far.
Hmm. Hmm. Elvis says, is the engine and transmission still under warranty on the MRP trucks? I assume you're talking about, and would you still have to pay the 20%? The trucks are not under warranty. When you get them, they've got about 300 and something thousand miles on them. Swift doesn't take the extended warranties on them, so they're out of warranty when we get them. Uh, but so if the engine goes out, yes, I would be out 20% for an engine.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I hope that answers your question. Um, we've got 150 in here tonight, so we're doing pretty good.
That's good.
We're doing good tonight. That's good. We need to get that up to 200. And the more that we do these, the more people will get in here, and the more people that find out about these and things. I think that we will attract more drivers and stuff like that. But we're only as good as your questions.
That's right.
So be sure if you got questions about Swift, answer. We got answers. So um, definitely ask questions and things like that. You know, we touched on the MRP lease versus straight lease last week. Um, what do you guys think we should touch on this week as far as um, people wanted to know like the maintenance intervals? We got a guest here, Katuk Texan. All right, Lonnie's here.
Hey, how y'all do?
All
We're
right,
doing
fine. How
good.
are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, pretty good.
Good. Um, Okay. M. Cooper says, I am a company driver for Swift. Can I keep my division and routes if I switch to lease? It depends on what you're under. It really kind of depends on what you're under. Not everything can you do on the lease. And we just found out something. I want to tell you guys something. Me and Tim just found out. If you are on the ERF and you got a 626 designation, that 626 now enables you to be forced dispatch. So
Yes.
you might want to think about removing that if you don't want to be forced dispatch. We have removed that designation, but 626 used to be where you could run some of these like Home Goods and uh,
Dick's
Dick's Sporting
Sporting Goods,
Goods and
Kohl's,
Kohl's, stuff like
P&G,
that.
whatever it is, whatever
hmm
they have as their dedicated,
Yeah,
you know. Now it was the 610, and then it was switched to 626.
yeah, and 626 is now forced dispatch.
Now it's
So
forced. So
yeah, so that's part of the reason Tim's coming OTR with us, and is because I mean obviously he doesn't want to be forced dispatch, and so they're wanting to cover all their loads, and so I mean I can understand them wanting to cover their loads and stuff, but as a lease operator, you definitely don't want to be forced dispatch. So that is
no,
some news coming out. So um, is the Swift load board like Snyder? I have seen it, but it is not like Snyder. Now, today I had a meeting with some personnel. Brett is one of the people that I met with today, and I gave him some pointers about the load board. And they may implement them, they may not. The thing that differentiate makes it different.
differentiates.
Yeah, makes it different from the Snyder load board is on the Snyder load board you would have those orange trailers, and I told them about that today. That orange trailer on the Snyder load board would tell you if that was a drop or hook. Okay. So with that orange trailer on Snyder, that told you drop and hook. If it did not have a trailer, that meant it was a live load or live unload. That's what that meant. So I did give them some pointers about that today. And I don't know whether they will implement that or what they will do or come up with a designation to whether that's a drop, let you know somehow whether that's a drop and hook or not. They may not use the trailer thing, but that's very useful for an owner operator if you are on a load board to know whether that's a drop and hook versus a live unload in your choosing. I kind of talked about that a little bit today. So, you know, we Swift's still taking in feedback on this load board, so it's not a finished product yet, and it will be eventually. But there's some things that could be fine tuned on it and stuff still, and they're still willing to do that. So it is not like the Snyder load board though. It is not. Currently, it is not. Now, one day it may be, and it may be before it's released. But currently, it is not like the Snyder load board. So I will answer that question for you. Okay, Tommy says, is the load board a cent per mile or percentage? It is cents per mile. It is cents per mile. And you have to be on the OTR contract to be under it once it goes mass. Once it goes out to the masses, you have to be under an OTR contract to be under the load board. That's correct, right, Todd? OTR?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
And they're currently doing solo over the road freight only on it right now, but they are looking at adding, third party outside freight just as soon as they can. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I didn't realize till I got knee deep in it that involves programming and IT and coding for this software to work with this software. And so there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that's taking place that's making it take so long. It's it's not as simple as what you or I might think it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick says, how much do you set aside for taxes? Now, we do not give tax advice on this channel, and I'm not going to let any of my guests give tax advice on this channel. So, what I will tell you is get with a tax attorney or a tax preparer. Tell them your situation because my tax situation is totally different than Todd's. Todd's is different than Tim's. Tim's is different than Lonnie's. Everybody's tax separation is different. Now, I will tell you what some owner operators say. Do not take this to the bank because sometimes it's paying too much. Some people say that they put away 15 to 20%. Now, that is one thing, but tax advice we will not give on this channel.
There's just too many variables
Oh,
because some of
yes.
you have wives that work, some of you don't, some of you have 4 or 5 kids, some of you don't. Some of you have a lot of deductions, some of you don't. And the last thing we want to do is give you some advice that steers you wrong. It's better you get with somebody that's gone to college for that and has a degree in accounting that can look at your specific situation and give you custom tailored advice.
Hmm. Hmm. That's true.
Absolutely.
Pooh Holler says,
Ooh, holla.
Pooh Holla
Holla.
says, I don't know if that's a troll name or not, but he says, I have zero issues with my driving record and work history. However, Swift denied my application. Now, I got one thing that I can say about this. Some areas they do not hire out of, and they will deny you if they don't hire out of your area. It really depends on what area you're out of as to whether they'll hire you. So you may be denied because of the geographical place that you live. So it's not necessarily you have a bad record. It's they just don't hire out of your area. Any other things you could think of, Todd?
No, that's true. I've had a couple that maybe they had an employer in their past that said something that made them not hireable. There's lots of reasons. I had a guy that abandoned a truck that made him not hireable. I mean, it's there's a whole myriad of reasons, but 9 times out of 10, it's usually where you live that has a
Okay.
lot to do with it.
Okay. He said he lives in Virginia. I don't know. I'll have to ask Michelle. I mean, I would just have. I think Virginia is a hiring area though, but I mean, Tim lives in West Virginia, so
I
I
mean,
mean,
I would believe that
yeah.
would be horrible. I would check your DAC. You should
Yeah.
eh, check your DAC and see what's on your DAC.
Um, GBO Farm says, do they only have Freightliners or did they have Kenworths as well for both MRP and straight lease? If so, did you see any prices compared to Freightliner? They have both Freightliners, Kenworths, and Internationals on this lease. Some people have said that they've got some Volvos, but I haven't seen that. But I can tell you what I have seen, and I have seen Internationals, Kenworths, and Freightliners. Uh, do they pay for training? Super J Money. They have a school. They have one here, and in Phoenix, and I know they got one in Memphis. Um, as far as your paid training, I do believe that they pay you to train with a trainer. I don't know how much that
Yes.
is. I don't know how much that is, but they do have paid training here. Yes. Pooh Holler says he has nothing on his DAC neither.
Weird.
I don't
That
know. They
is
must.
weird.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose you could get with your
Um,
recruiter that you had and
okay,
maybe ask.
so Pooh Holler, my email address is going across the bottom of the screen here. Email me, and then I will get with Michelle. I'll need to know your name and stuff like that to look into to have her look into your app and stuff. I'll get with Michelle and see if we can't find out something, or maybe you were just overlooked. I mean maybe something was just overlooked. So, uh, but I'll definitely get you some answers though. If you just email me with your name and number and stuff like that, we'll get you some answers. Might not be the answers you're looking for, but we'll get you some kind of
Be
answer.
answers. Be
Yeah.
answers. Yeah.
Will they hire you if you have a failed or refused drug test? I don't. I would say probably not because a lot of companies don't. Um, but I'll ask that too. I'll ask that too. A lot of companies don't if you refused, but it's I don't know. I will ask that. Email me as well. Swift fired me is the name of the account. I think this is a troll, but I'll read it. I originally got fired for okay, but was rehired six. I'm not even gonna read that. I'm not gonna read that. I don't think that that's legit. Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, just email me, Pooh Holler. We'll get to the bottom of it. I'll get you some answers. It may not be what you're looking for, but I'll get you some sort of answer tomorrow.
Indeed.
We got 155 in here now.
They just come to see me. My
They just come to see. They just come to see you.
It's all my sexiness, yeah.
We ain't heard from Longy or Long. I almost said your name. I almost said your name. We ain't heard from Lonnie today. What do you got? What do you got going on, Long?
Yeah.
Or Lonnie? What do you got going?
You just had to do it, did you? Just had to do it.
I can't help it.
I've been doing
Can't help it.
the Great American Trailer Search, looking for an empty trailer. Finally got one. So,
You can't tell bad stuff on here.
huh?
You can't tell bad stuff on here. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh,
You can tell
okay,
bad
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Well,
Good old trailer solutions.
yeah, yeah. I had to hunt down an empty and finally got that going. So
Mhm.
now I'm putting fuel in before I run out.
Training pay for owner ops. No. Okay,
Oh,
Jimmy.
no.
They do not have training pay for owner ops. That no. I thought you meant training for a company driver. They do not have training pay for owner ops. No. Absolutely not.
You have to have at least
Is he
9
wanting
months
to be a
experience
trainer?
before they'll even consider you.
Do what?
Is he
What's
trying to
training
be a
pay for?
trainer?
Are you yeah, oh, okay, that's another way to answer that. Are you trying to be a trainer or are you wanting to train to be an owner op? What I don't know. Explain your question, Super J Money. Explain your question. Because I take that as you want training, like you want to go to the school. So I don't. I'm not sure. I heard if you get a medical prescription for that's not true. Grandpa's farm. I'm not even going to read that, but that's not true.
It didn't even come through on my feed.
Grandpa's farm said I heard if you get a prescription from Mary Jane, which is pot, that most companies will exempt you from drug testing. Not sure if that's true.
Nope.
That is completely false.
Nope.
Yeah, because you're still subject to the FMCSA
That's
rules
right.
that make drugs illegal for truck drivers. Even if you live in Colorado and it's legal in your state, you can't drive a truck if you've got marijuana in your system.
You can't have anything. What is it? The CBC or CDC or whatever it is. That oil. You can't even take that.
Yeah, you can't even take CBD oil because it has traces of
CBD.
THC.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have that because it has traces of THC in it.
Mhm.
Because my wife was taking that and she's like, "Here, man, try this. It may chill you out or something." I was like, "Dude, I can't do that."
Yeah. Can't take it.
Um, I no, I can't do that. But yeah, Daphne was like, "Yeah, man, try this CBD." I was like, "No, no, I ain't trying to fail a drug test. I ain't ever failed one. I ain't trying to now. Not this far along." But um, any other questions? Jason, is there a policy at Swift regarding shutting down in the winter storm parameters, which they allow you to shut down, or can you use your own discretion? You can use your own discretion here.
They
So
absolutely want you to shut down.
yes, absolutely want you to shut down, and you can use your own discretion. And I will use an experience that I have as an example. And if these guys have examples, I'll let them share theirs as well. I was in the chain laws of Colorado last week, and I shut down for 2 days, and they didn't say a word. They just
Listen,
rescheduled my load.
they preaching the safety part of it, right?
Hmm.
So if you're out there and these roads are greasy, they 100% prefer you to shut it down.
Hmm.
Shut it down, wait until it's over, the roads are good, and then carry on. The only thing they want you to do is just report it in a timely fashion. Do the macro 22 or get with your DL, and all is good.
Super Jimmy 1 was wanting to know about mentor pay for owner operators. I don't know how much they pay. I have no desire to train, but Lonnie does. And I don't know if you know
Yeah.
the pay. Do you know what the pay is?
Well, I talked to a guy that was a mentor about 2 days ago. He says he's running the I-35 corridor like me, and he's training. And he told me that he gets $200 a week for each week the student is on the truck, and then he gets paid for all the miles on the truck. So if he gets 3,000, 3,500 miles a week, but I don't know if there's anything else added to that.
Well, I think there's some other like bonus to that too. Like when they do a final test out and they pass, I think they get some sort of a bonus from that too. I'm not sure.
I've heard that
Yeah.
too. I don't know the amount, but I've heard that.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't know all of it, but I do plan on putting my application in for training here in about 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to train, so I'll be able to answer that better after.
You just have to be a person that would want to train somebody, not really look at the money aspect of it. You're just gonna have to be somebody that really wants to be a trainer.
Well, I did it back in
because I'll tell you what,
and
an extra. You're breaking up, Lonnie. I don't know when to talk, when not to talk.
You're breaking up pretty bad. You're breaking up pretty bad, Lonnie.
The mayor just answered it. He used to be a trainer, so, or a mentor as they call him. So I would trust what he's saying about it.
What did he say?
Yeah, he says the mentor gets paid all the miles for the student too, on top of that $200, and then 4 weeks the mentor gets a $500 completion bonus. So if they graduate, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's 200 a week and then 500 when you complete.
How long does a student have to stay with a mentor?
I think it's 100. Yeah, it's like 160 or 170 hours. Like I said, I don't know all the details, and I don't want to lie to nobody or mislead anybody. So when I find out more, I'll be able to let it out more of what exactly you get. So because I do plan on doing it.
I would assume the 160 hours of them being with the mentors, driving hours only, right?
I'm assuming that too. So,
yeah.
Well, and I think they also, if the student says I'm not ready, or if the mentor says I'm not ready, they can extend it. I believe that's just a minimum right there.
Yeah, they can definitely extend it. All right, Mayor just answered 4 weeks or 160 hours, but at least 4 weeks. There you go.
At least 4 weeks.
Okay.
Ronald Slisky says, Jason, have you spoke about the low board? We did earlier. We're not going to do that again. We have the low board minute. We talk about it, and then just rewind a little bit, about the 30-minute mark, 25, 30-minute mark, and we talk about the low board right there. Todd actually talks about the low board. Todd is our low board go-to on here. That's true on the extension. Yeah, he said that's true on the extension too. So if you need to go 5 or 6 weeks, that's fine.
Yeah, and he's trained 3 or 4 people, so I know the information he's putting out's accurate.
Okay, great. Let's see. We're up about 15% on people watching this now. So the more we do this, the more people are going to come in and watch us, and that's good. I'm really enjoying that. So we're doing pretty good on the numbers. So I didn't know how well this would go over, but it's going over fairly well. Let's see. Anybody else have any other questions? We'll see if we get any more questions in the chat, and if we don't, we'll just come up with a topic and talk about it. With the driver facing camera, how much more do you get paid? We don't have a driver facing camera here. They're outward facing.
Outward only.
We have outward facing cameras here. That is what I'm having installed tomorrow, is an outward facing camera. I don't know what brand. I have no clue. If you fail the hair test but pass the urine test, that go to your does that go to your clearinghouse? Right now, hair follicle tests are not administrable through the clearinghouse. So if you fail the hair test, it is considered a optional test, and it is not adhered to through the clearinghouse. So to answer your question, no, it doesn't get reported to the clearinghouse. Now, some companies may try to report you, but it is not reportable. Urine is the only thing that's reportable on the clearinghouse. Now, they are going to change that to where hair will be administered here before too long. So stay on the lookout for that.
How far back does that go, that hair test?
I mean, they can go as far as like 90 days to 6 months, but I don't know how far Swift goes.
I had heard they go back 6 months.
Swift
Yeah.
goes back 6 months? Okay.
That's what I've been told. Somebody may be able to clarify that more, but that's what I was told.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, Swift is, I'm going to tell you guys, for this being the largest trucking company in the world or in the country, the largest owner or for hire OTR carrier. Let me make sure I say that right, because UPS is big too.
Yes.
But for 22,620 trucks, okay, for Night Swift, that's a lot. Over 50,000 trailers, that's a lot. And it's not easy to get hired here. I mean, you would think that they just hire anybody, and they don't. It is actually a really rigorous physical to get here through CertaDrive. They go through your background. They check your criminal history. They check everything about you here. And you know, everything about you is checked and scrutinized, and you go through different checks. You start with your recruiter, they get you approved, then you go through processing. Processing goes through their little rigmarole to get you here. So it's actually not the easiest job in the world to get. It's really not. I've been to a lot of places that are way easier. I can tell you that. Do all Swift terminals have full driver services available? Showers, laundry. Okay. Everyone that I've been to does. I can't speak for every terminal, but every
Right.
terminal that I've been to has showers and services and stuff like that. Now, Todd, I don't know if you've been to some that don't.
The only one I've been to that doesn't have it yet is Las Vegas, and it's because it's under construction. They're still building it. It will have it. And some of the older terminals, they were refurbishing those as well. So I would say generally yes, unless it's a new terminal or one they're building. But generally speaking, yes, they do.
Okay. Did they take the hair from the back of your head? Last
They
the
took
last
they
hair
took
care
it.
I took, they said they couldn't take it from the top. All right, on me they took it from my legs because I don't have long hair, and they
They
took it from my legs.
they
They
took
told
it
me
from my
they could.
arms.
They told me they could take it from anywhere except your crotch, so they can do under your arms. For me, they shaved my chest.
hmm They took mine from my legs, so I've got a well, it's grown back now, but I had a bald leg. Uh, Buddy of mine, they took his from his. No, they didn't.
They specifically told me they can't do that. It's
Yeah.
your whole underwear region. They're not going. They can do your back, under your arms, your chest, things like that,
hmm
legs.
hmm
And it's not much. It looks like they put it in a foil wrapper that looks about the size of like a rolled cigarette, and they
hmm
just put enough hair in there to kind of fill that, and it's not that intrusive or big a deal, or I didn't think it was.
hmm hmm
They
Yeah.
just took them from my head.
Oh, they just cut your hair?
Yeah, yeah. The guy didn't want to. He said, "Oh, I don't want to create a flat spot back there." I said, "Buddy," I said, "I usually keep my head shaved anyway." I said, you caught it at the right time. So whack off whatever you need, because the rest of it's getting shaved afterwards. So
I got you. Well, that's cool. Anybody got any other questions? We're almost at our hour mark where we try to cut off. So, anybody got any other questions? We try to go about an hour, hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes, and that's where we try to cut this off at. And we're at 58 minutes and 45 seconds right now. And again, we do not represent Swift. Nobody here represents Swift. We are here on our own, telling our own stories. Swift is not telling us what to say or not to say. Would the lease program be good for newer drivers, in your opinion? I don't recommend anybody that's brand new to go lease. I mean, I really don't. So, I mean, to me personally, you need 2 to 3 years experience. They'll let you do it at 6 months or 9 months or whatever it is, but
9 months, isn't it?
not 9 months.
Yeah.
But I just don't recommend it. I mean, there's so much to learn about this that even though this is an incubated system, you got to learn. You got a lot to learn, and I would rather you go learn that as a company driver before you come out here and do this. But that's just my opinion. I was told today you can start a fleet at Swift, so you can actually do that, Ronald. I don't know if that'd be beneficial, but you can do a fleet. I mean, I would have to do the numbers, and after I paid a driver or whatnot, I mean, I don't know how much I'd really make, because it's still a mileage contract. I don't know what my profit margin would be paying somebody 60, 65 cents a mile to drive my truck. So I don't know. I would have to weigh the numbers out on that, but and I haven't, so I can't tell you whether it's a good idea or not. The best way to pass a hair test is to just not do drugs. Well, I mean
That's all right.
yeah, I mean that's the truth. That is the truth. Um, okay. Let's see. What else is there we could talk about tonight on this show that we ain't gonna talk about next week? Anybody got any ideas? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just hold it off till next week because we're losing viewership now. We're down to about 130 now. So let's just hold off until next week. We were up to 167, so we're down to about 120 something now. So let's hold that off till next week. But I'll let everybody close out, and then we will close this one out. Tim, we'll start with you.
I'll just thank everybody for coming in, and I guess we'll see everybody next week, next Wednesday.
Okay. Lonnie? Lonnie?
On a
Yeah, I have myself muted. Just everybody be safe out there. And Swift is a good company. I know everybody gives them a hard time, but they are a good company, especially for leasing. So just everybody be safe and holler at us if you're coming to Swift.
Okay. Todd, you got anything in closing?
No, I'm fixing to get back on the road. I want to reiterate what was being said by the other guys. Just be careful out here. Don't get in a hurry and get yourself in a pickle out here. Be careful. Take your time. I've been doing 35 and 40 a lot of today, and just be careful out there. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right. No, we won't. We won't link who our guests are. No, we won't do that. You'll just see them when they arrive. But all right, guys. I'll see you guys next week, Wednesday. And if the time changes, I'll let you guys know. I'll know more about that tomorrow. So I'll let you guys know if we're going to change the time or not.
okay.
But I appreciate all of you coming on tonight.
All right. Have
All
a good one.
right.
Bye.
All right, y'all too.
See everybody there. Maybe.
Well,
I can't.
I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on y'all to leave. All right, Lonnie wasn't leaving. All right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for another edition. This is episode 3 of Swift Transportation Lease Driver Roundtable. I think we did another positive feed tonight. I think it went well. If you have any questions, you can email, um, and I'll be happy to get some stuff out for you. There'll be a link to the application if you'd like to apply at Swift as a lease driver. I will have a link to that application out there. You can also contact our recruiter, which is Michelle Cantrell. I'll have her phone number in the description as well, along with some other notes. And some people wanted to know about my fuel card. I'll just have to email it to you. I meant to touch on that tonight, and I'm sorry that I wasn't able to touch on it, but I will email you fuel card information. So anyway, I will talk to you guys next time. And remember, we do not represent Swift. We're here on our own free accord. Nobody told us to say anything tonight or not say anything. We did this on our own free accord. Thank you guys again so much for joining in tonight, and we will be back next Wednesday at 7, unless that time changes. If it does, I'll put out a community post and let you guys know it's changing to 5. But as of right now, we're going to keep it at 7. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching. And if you want to apply at Swift, link will be in the description. If you put me down or put one of the guests down tonight, we would definitely appreciate that. So anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.